Emotional baggage. Have you ever taken a moment to recognize the weight of the emotions and feelings that come from circumstances or life events that have happened that you haven't really broken down and processed? The two things you can always be completely clear on is that there are two participants in every circumstance. Our relationships, whether they are our love partner relationships, or they're our sibling relationships, our best friends or colleagues, they're multifaceted. And the thing is, this vlog will discuss the top 3 reasons why relationships fail, and also a fun little tip that will allow you to break through and process in a more clear and concise way. Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm a life coach. I love being a life coach. Through my many days on this earth, I have lived a life. And I can tell you, some of the lessons and events that I've gone through in my life have been super challenging. And as a life coach, what I love so much about it is had I had the tools and techniques then, it would have made my process so much easier and so much richer without so much of the hard struggle. And now what I get to do every day is teach people the tools and techniques they need in order to gain their confidence and use those tools to break down the hurts and pains of life, to regain their self-worth, and to build the life they're destined to live. Because quite frankly, when we value ourselves, we value each other. So emotional baggage, where did this topic come from? I can tell you. At my house on Sundays, we always do Sunday brunch. Do y'all have like a family thing that you go through, like a routine or something that you come together every week or once a month? Well, in my house, it's Sunday brunch. Yesterday, super good topics. We were talking about everything that happened throughout the course of the week and what's coming up. And we had some friends here, and one of them just came through a breakup. Oof, it was a hard one. It was tough. It was about someone being unfaithful. So it got me thinking about emotional baggage. And I'm going to use somebody being unfaithful as a way to navigate how do we use the tools and techniques to go through this, because it's so difficult and it's so relevant in what's going on in our everyday life, especially when you think about that 50% of all relationships end in divorce, right? Okay, so the top 3 reasons why relationships end are projection, disillusionment, and a power struggle. I know, right? One of the things that I know to be true is that circumstances create thoughts. Thoughts create emotions and feelings. Emotions and feelings create action and behavior. Martha Beck taught me that the suffering doesn't come in the circumstance, because that's reality. The suffering comes in the thoughts and the emotions that we place upon the reality. So when it comes to something like infidelity, it's good to look at it from a broad scope. When we begin to ask ourselves the questions about a difficult circumstance or life event, it allows us an opportunity for self-exploration. It allows us an opportunity to be able to take this difficult or challenging situation and break it down in such a way that we can remove the emotional heaviness of it and focus on what is and what can be done about it. And most importantly, how to be able to break it down now so we don't take the projection, the disillusionment, and the power struggles into our next relationships. Our culture encourages us to deny agony, pain, and loss at any cost. The thing is, the ability to be able to lean into the pain and be able to resolve whatever it is that we're thinking, the emotions or thoughts about what currently is the circumstance, is actually quite brave. By allowing ourselves the time to be able to go through the process, it ends up being a rather transformative moment, which is very beneficial for our quality of life. The question is, once you understand the reality of what is, then what? What's the next step? What tools can be used to break down the emotions behind the story of what is? We're familiar with using the 5 stages of grief and loss when it comes to dealing with the death of a loved one. However, I propose using the same anger, denial, bargaining, depression, and acceptance to be able to navigate these challenging circumstances in our life. I'll give you 2 different scenarios and how they play out using denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Okay, so scene 1, marital betrayal. Husband, denial. My wife, she wouldn't cheat on me. I mean, we have a family together. We have 2 homes. We vacation places. Okay. Anger. What? What? I will do something bad to her, to him, to them. Bargaining. All right, God, I see that our relationship is in a tough spot right now. I promise that if you help us get through our marriage and come together as a couple, I promise to go to church every Sunday. Depression. Not getting out of bed, drinking or eating excessively. You're feeling low, you're feeling super sad, and you're just disconnecting from the world. And then acceptance goes, all right, my marriage is falling apart. Now, what am I going to do next? Do you see how you can use those 5 stages in that process? Okay, scene 2. Are you ready? A person going through a job interview, which is so relevant in this time, right? So denial. You know what? I don't know of that interview, or I think I got the job. I wasn't sure we were vibing or not, but I think I'm going to get the job. I mean, I don't understand why we wouldn't get the job. I mean, I'm so overqualified for this job. I got the job. They'll call me back. There's no worries. I have this. Anger. You know, I knew that interviewer did not like me. That interviewer is the reason why I did not get the job. Bargaining. God, I promise, if you allow me to get this job, I will take better care of my health and myself. Depression. Sad, low, down. Drinking or eating excessively to be able to hide from the fear of what is. And then finally, acceptance. All right. I didn't get the job. Now, what do I do next? When we let go of what was and lean into experiencing what is present, then and only then will we be able to let go of the emotional heaviness and the baggage that came with that particular experience. As humans, we're all creatures of habit, and we don't change unless there's a reason for us to change. So I hope through this process of understanding what are the 3 clear top reasons why relationships fail, which are projection, disillusionment, and the power struggle. And by how using the 5 stages of grief and loss, which is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, to process through our difficult circumstances and our difficult events, it gives us space to be able to not only not carry the heaviness and the weight of the old, but it allows us to go into our new relationships, learning the lessons and having a richer, deeper, better life experience. Now remember, when we value ourselves, we value each other. Take care.